Good Sunday morning, y'all. I'm not doing a rant and I'm not doing an egg video. But what I am doing, I'm just going to talk while I make my wife an egg sandwich. And I just sort of got to thinking about all the extremely lazy people I have known in my life. And just recently, I worked in the oil field. Let me see if I can open this refrigerator without bumping a leg. Okay. I worked in the oil field. And whenever they hired somebody, you knew within a couple of days whether they were workers or excuse makers. And the excuse makers, when times got slow and they could let people go, the excuse makers were the first ones to go. And all my life, living here where I live, I've always had my eyes open for a kid that wanted to make 10 bucks an hour helping me in the yard. Like if I was cutting trees, dragging stuff to a fire. Hold on, I gotta wash my hands off. Dragging stuff to a fire or, loading the trailer. All right, let's go butter some toast. But it's like the entire world has become nothing but lazy, lazy men. And it seems like, it almost seems like it's because we let them be lazy kids. My neighborhood is a perfect example, and I'm not going to name names. But we have families with young men that live there. And they have to hire someone to mow their yard. Not long ago, we had a man and woman buy a house down there on the corner. It's before the people that live there now bought it. And we didn't know they had kids for 3 years because they never came outside. One day, I got to talking to him. He had some concrete that he was busting up. And I wanted the concrete, so I stopped and asked him if, what he was going to do with it. He said he was going to take it to the dump. I said, man, I'll come get it. If you don't want it, I'll come get it and load it up, because I was filling in a hole and that concrete was a pretty good start. So he said, sure. And we got to talking, and then I found out he had 3 kids. I had no idea he had kids, because they never came outside. When I was working in the oil field, you had probably a little less than half the men that worked for the company I worked for that were actually working men, and the other half were nappers, what I called nappers. As soon as they got in the truck and got away from the yard, they would do as little work as they could possibly do without getting fired, and then sleep the rest of the night away. And you would see them, as you were driving back and forth from the well sites to the disposal sites, you would see them backed in a little behind gas stations and parked somewhere with their lights off. And at the end of the night, excuse me, at the end of the night, they'd have 2 runs done, and the workers would have 3 or 4. Which, when you're all getting paid the same hourly pay, that'll piss you off. Yeah, I'm surrounded by homes with young men or older boys, teen boys. and nothing is required of them. They come and go as they please. They can ride around all day doing what they want, but they can't sit in a lawnmower for an hour. And I've offered $10 an hour to, teenage boys or young men with no jobs to come help me do some heavy stuff, and not interested, not at all. Which is why we will never be the country that we once were, because there's no working men. And I think part of the problem is these people have never experienced the satisfaction that comes from a hard day's work. And it sounds cliche, but I'm sure most of y'all who are my age or grew up like I did have known the satisfaction of doing a hard job and then turned around and being really proud of what you've done and satisfied with the amount of effort you put into that job, and you go home feeling good about yourself, good about the work you did, good about the money you earned. And young men today, they don't experience that, and they would actually laugh at you if you talked about a feeling of pride and self-worth that comes from doing a good job. Too early to flip. Doing a good job or getting a hard job done. Oh, a friend of mine, doggone it, a friend of mine mailed me 6 goose eggs, and I have planned for them. And that's Right Aquaponics. And let me tell you, he spent a lot of money getting them to me. So thank you very, very much. I do have a recipe planned. It's just basically a Spanish omelet. And probably next week I'll have that up on Saturday. Or Sunday, right? Yeah, Saturday. I just didn't have time this Saturday because, here, I'll show you what it looks like. Can you see out the window, or is it too far away? Got from here to the corner done. And we got from here down to that corner to go. It's a lot of work. And while I can, I'm doing it. I'm going to shut this off for just a second. I'm already 7 minutes into it. Alright. Let's start assembling the sandwich. My wife, she's had gallbladder surgery. And there's just very, very few things she can eat that don't bother her. Or bother her the least. And egg sandwiches is one of them. Yeah, I'll tell you, lazy people kind of piss me off. I have nothing but, I've said this before, and people seem to get really upset when I say it, but it's my opinion, and if you disagree, that's okay. But to me, video games has really turned young men into disgusting, lazy slugs. And maybe I have a problem, because when I find out somebody's a quote gamer, I automatically think, lazy, good for nothing, undependable. Our neighbor's walking. And I don't know why that is, but every gamer I've ever known has been a pale inside person who can't stand temperature a little higher or a little lower than 72 degrees. And those are the people you never see outside, and those are the people that seem to get through life with nothing ever being asked of them. Guarantee you this is going to get thumbs down. And there's going to be a lot of people who play games. Well, if you play games and you're a person that actually participates in life, then you're clearly not the person I'm talking about. But by and large, all the gamers I've ever known have been lazy good-for-nothings. Alright, I'm going to get this to my wife and eat. See ya. This is day 3. I'm so tempted. I've been thinking about this for 3 days. Well, 2 days, because this is the 3rd day. But I think I can make myself wait till tomorrow morning, which is Monday. Well, I gotta go make one of these. And this is just my rough sketch. This is 3.5 wide by 9 long. And these are my catfish throw lines. Alright, let me go to the shop, see if I got some 1x4s. Well, crap, I do not have a 1x4. And today's Barefoot Sunday, so I'm going to have to put shoes on to go get a 1x4. Oh well. I hate violating the Sunday rules, but let me show you, since it'll be a little while for you. You see the results. This is how far we've gotten. We are almost through right there, from there to there. That's all the vines we got left, and then it's just from here down to the corner, it's just cleaning up, picking up all the brush that they have cut and let dropped. So I would say this is about 40 feet left right here of the worst of the vines, and I don't know if we can do it all in one day, because this is by far the worst of all of it and it's taken us days and days to hack our way to this point. Okay, let me go find some shoes, go to town.